Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Athletic Club 0, Manchester United 3. Yes, we're in bloody Dreamland, and I tell you what, the only people who aren't happy about that are people who don't support Manchester United. Whether that's fakes in our fan base, ex-players, whatever, you cannot not be happy with that. And if you're not happy with that as a United fan, go and support somebody else, because 3-0 against them before the game, we'd have bitten the hand off and more. I don't care about context. I don't care about whether we should have scored in the second half. I'd love a fourth goal, but 3-0, come on. It's brilliant. In the game, I wanted the fourth goal. In the game, stuff went off. Somebody in the chat just said Agate played bad. The guy got 2 assists. You're setting the bar at ridiculous levels. This ain't Football Manager with a cheat on. He's got 2 assists. He started the game badly, but he's got 2 assists, mate. 2 assists as a holding midfielder. And you're saying he had a bad game? Come on. You're listening to shit. What are you talking about? This is massive. This is huge. This is big. We're going to do player ratings in a minute. But 3-0 against Athletic Club. They'd only conceded 10 goals at home all season. We've just scored 30% of what they've conceded all season in 45 minutes. It's incredible. It's an incredible result. Nobody would have thought that was going to happen. They've got the best home defence in Europe. Well, they did until we rocked into town. Absolutely fantastic. And also, before we get into anything else as well, let me just bring you back to what we keep talking about all the time. The enormity of what we're trying to achieve here. And it started at Christmas, really. We need to win this trophy. It's not about the silverware. We've won the Carabao Cup. We've won the FA Cup. 3 trophies in 3 years would be incredible considering how shit we've been. Let's be blunt. It's the enormity of what this does. It's no European football next season. Midweek, we're going to have nothing to do all season. That'll be horrible. It's also the financials. This is absolutely huge for our club, and you can bury your head in the sand and pretend it isn't, but it's oblivion or hope. You know, it's potential or death, you know, for this football club, potentially. So I think that you cannot underestimate, and look, I've been stressed about this. Sociedad, 2 legs, Lyon, 2 legs, Athletic Club, 2 legs, then a final. You know, we're not there. We're just going from one battle to the next until there are no battles to be won. That's what we've got to do. And look, we're not beating Spurs. I don't want to hear people about, oh, we'll beat Spurs in the final because Spurs are allergic to silverware. Spurs have beat us 3 times this season. They've got players that could play. First 20 minutes, we were shit. Spurs playing against that for 20 minutes, they could be out of sight. We were shit first 20 minutes. Let's be honest. We were absolutely shit first 20 minutes. And then we switched on for about half an hour and we took the game away from them. And there's no luck involved in that, you know. Inaki Williams should have scored that header. Garnacho was just offside. They started better than us. Casemiro was brilliant from minute 1. If you don't give him man of the match, there's something wrong, by the way. Smash a like on the video for Casemiro, because he's got a whole section in the Europa League. I love this guy in the Europa League. He's brilliant. We'll leave that for a minute. But Casemiro started off well. But look, the only negative I'm going to say, and let's get it out of the way. Casemiro, for 90 minutes, completely got the brief. From minute 1, he knew when he got the ball, he was going to be pressured, so he played 1 touch. And that's why he looked so good. Every time he received the ball, it was gone before anyone came near him. And in the second half, he wanted the 4th goal and was shouting at everybody because he knows the 4th goal kills the tie completely. It's probably dead anyway. We'll talk about that. But it kills the game completely. Casemiro got the brief from minute 1 to minute 90. And that's what experience gives you. We said this against Lyon. Instead of shooting, he looked up, thought he could take a shot, and then thought, hold on a minute, I can ping this to Maguire on the back post and win the game. Experience, that's what it brings to you. And what we did in the first 20 minutes, even Mazraoui, even Maguire, Agate, Garnacho, Dorgu, got the ball, took a touch, lost the ball. And that was the problem in the first 20 minutes. And that first goal calmed the nerves. Brilliant play from Maguire. He can play up front, he can play centre-back, and he's better than Yamal on the wing. Agate gets the flick, Casemiro scores the goal, 1-0, and everybody suddenly goes, we're good enough. and the belief comes in. And this is a problem at Man United. Amrim knows it, you know it, I know it. We have got low mentality. We've got low confidence. But when we believe, we're fine. And then from that point, 1-0 up, we nearly scored again. If you remember, we nearly did score again straight after that. And then we got the penalty. So we were fine after that first goal. On the penalty, just very, very quickly, I know we spoke about it on the watch along. You don't understand the rules if you don't think it's a red card. It's really, really simple. It is harsh. If it happens to us next week or in the final, it's really harsh, but it is the rule. If you stop somebody scoring a goal without attempting to win the ball, you get a red card. It's in the rule book. And harsh or not, Rasmus would have scored that goal because he's got a tap in and the pullback just stops him from getting there. So whether it's not actually soft. It's technically a foul. It's technically going to score, and he's technically not making an attempt to win the ball. So it's a red card and a penalty. I don't get what, I understand why people are saying it's harsh because, it's a big game and everything like that, but he doesn't try and win the ball. He stops a goal. It's a red card and a penalty. So that's 2-0. The third goal was brilliant. Agate again with the assist. Bruno with a lovely finish. We're 3-0 up. We're playing 10 men. I'd love to have got the fourth goal. But I am not going to sit here and moan about absolutely anything to do with the 3-0 scoreline, because if you'd give me that at any point over the last week, I'd have gone, you're having a laugh. Dreamland, absolute dreamland. Smash a like, brilliant. The only thing I would say Amrim got wrong, and I think he got loads right. The only thing I think he got wrong, he's not responsible for the players being asleep in the first 15 minutes, by the way. That's the players have to be awake. And if we get to a final and next week, you can't start off 15 minutes like that. Let me just say, well, I'll talk about that next week in a minute. But the only thing I think he got wrong, I said at half-time, get Mainu on, because it's really now about passing and moving. And Mainu's one of our best players at doing that. I'd get Mainu on. He brought Mount on, who was a waste of space again. And that, to me, I don't really understand why Mount got brought on instead of Mainu. I would have brought Mainu on. Maybe it still would have been 3-0, but Mount's been shit for the last 5 times he's come on as a sub. I wouldn't have done that. But that, we're clutching at straws there, really, aren't we? It's an amazing result. To be sat here, and I won't take anything for granted. Let's talk about next week for a moment before we do the player ratings. Are we through? No. There's a whole second leg, and I refuse to believe we're through. We have one very big foot. If you're right-footed and you can't kick with your left, your right foot's in the final. Your strong foot's in the final. You basically got a big, strong foot in the final. And we should be in the final. Clip me up on this. I'm only saying what you're all thinking, but you're scared to say. We should be in the final. The only reason we're saying we're not in the final is because we're scared. We're scared of it not happening. But the reality is, if it doesn't happen, we've bottled one of the biggest leads we've ever had, and we're at home. If we were 3-0 up from Old Trafford, we'd expect to go to Bilbao and go through. We're 3-0 up from Bilbao, taking it back to Old Trafford. So we should be in the final. I'm completely with everybody else saying, I don't believe it. I don't believe it yet. There's still a job to be done. But what I will say is, if we don't get to the final, we've bottled it massively. Massively. So we should be in the final. But there is a job to be done in the second half. And where the pitfalls are complacency, which we've seen at times with United, and also they will have another man. They won't be playing with 10 men, they'll be playing with 11. And they will attack. And if they score, we'll get nervous. And if we get a man sent off, we're fucked. So we have to play that game next week like it's 0-0. Mentally, this is going to be really good for this team, because they've got to play that game like it's 0-0. We cannot be reserved. We cannot be, let's just play our way through the game, because I like 3-0 better than 2-0 and 1-0, but I don't like 3-0 if they score. I really don't like 3-0 if they score. It's a bit like Arsenal when they went to Real Madrid. And we need to keep that in our mind. Arsenal had a 3-0 lead, taking it to the Bernabeu, and a lot of people thought Real Madrid could turn it around. I know they didn't, but mentally, we're not there yet. And we've got to work hard, and we've got to put everything into it. I don't give, and I need to say this as well, I do not give a shit about Brentford on Sunday. I couldn't give a toss about Brentford on Sunday, or West Ham the week after, or Chelsea. I don't care. I absolutely don't care. And I know there are certain United fans who were saying Amrim out at the weekend, and I'd love to know what they're doing now. Are they going to accept that the flip-flops, or are they going to still be Amrim out? Because I don't want to listen to this Amrim out bullshit on Sunday when we lose to Brentford, because we probably will. We've just beaten Bilbao 3-0. I don't care about the Brentford game. Rotate the team. I do not care. If we get a draw, brilliant. If we win, amazing. But I don't care. All I care about is winning the Europa League. And I don't care how we win it. People will be going, how? You had a man sent off against Sociedad. You had a man sent off against Lyon. You had a man sent off against Bilbao. You're so lucky. Hold on a minute. Every one of those red cards was justified. Maybe they should get some discipline. I don't care how we win it. I think people really think they can take a pop at us because, oh, man sent off, penalties, this, that and the other. We know we're shit. Look at the Premier League. No Man United fan is expecting us to win it by playing vintage football. I don't care how we win it. All I want to do, there's a massive part of me that just wants to get to the summer. I want this season over. I think we're all fed up. I want to get to the summer. I want Amrim to have a pre-season. I want him to have a transfer window. But I don't want to be at the summer yet because I want to win this tournament. And that's all I care about. The Premier League is an absolute fucking write-off. All I care about is winning this tournament. And the enormity of it is night and day. It really is. And I've got to be honest, when we played Sociedad, I thought, even if we beat them, it's the quarterfinal. Even if we beat them, it's the semi-final. Then it's the final. It's a slog. It's nervy. It's stressful. We've got one foot in the final, and then it's one game. And it's going to be, if we get there, horrific. But, and let me tell you this, if we do get to the final and lose, you're going to wish we lost to Sociedad because it will be worse than any other level we could have lost at. But that's for the future. All we can do is what we're doing. And I'm absolutely ecstatic with that result tonight. I really, really am. I think we make the final, but I can't lie. Spurs in the final worry me. We've struggled against them in recent years, says Matt. Mate, look, Spurs for me, Spurs, Man United, it's a conversation for the future, but I don't see the difference between us. I really don't. We're both, we've mirrored each other in the league, and we're in the similar circumstances where we desperately need to win this tournament. Second half, the players were afraid to make a mistake. They didn't take advantage of the situation given to them. They may regret not scoring more. Love your show, by the way, says Ben. I think second half, Man United have bought another 18-year-old today. Great. But this, if you want a harsh message, second half showed to me why we need to stop obsessing about learner drivers and buy some experience. I think second half, Garnacho, again, just showed massive inexperience and selfishness. And, Mason Mount was shit when he came on, if we're being completely honest. And if you've got Garnacho and Mount not really doing anything, it's all on Bruno again, isn't it, really? Dorgu's inexperienced as well. I think it was just a lack of experience in the second half. That's why Casemiro was so important and Bruno was... I thought Rasmus had a good game, by the way. I saw people saying he didn't play well. I thought he played really well. Didn't really get a chance to score a goal, but it was a very physical game. I mean, that penalty's basically put us in the final if we get into the final as well. Maguire was brilliant. Casemiro was superb. I thought Bruno played well. Mazraoui grew into the game and played well. Yoro was ridiculously steady again. Onana had nothing to do, really. Lindelof did okay. Dorgu was okay. Agate had a good game. I don't see how you can't be happy with that result. I mean, we've won games we didn't deserve to win. and I'll still celebrate it. But that result today will have shocked a lot of people. I mean, I don't know how many people around the world are watching the Europa League, Man United against Bilbao. We're a very popular team, but it will have shocked a lot of people what we've done. It'll shock a lot of people in La Liga. It will, because Bilbao are not that sort of team. Give the kids a chance on Sunday. We don't want injuries, says Chiri. We're actually scared of Anana, says Akash. Casemiro, big game player. It motivates him. I want to talk about Casemiro before I do the player ratings. I think Mount over Mainu is pure about fitness, Mark, and I don't think Mount was that horrible, says Mr. Toffer. Hey, it's all about opinion, mate. Does Mainu have 1 foot out of the door? Why else would Amrim not utilise him, says Judah. You are absolutely right. We're not through. When Lyon score 3 at Old Trafford, then Bilbao can do the same, says Red Devil Germany. Mount might have made 2 errors, but he added aggression, says Hitton. Well, there you go. A few people think Mount was okay. That's fine. TV pundit narrative will be, but why can't they play like this every match, says Richard. Saudi want Nice, as Sir Jim wants full takeover. Yeah, right. Umzi, very, very quickly on this. To take a full takeover, you need £5 billion. Nice is worth 200 million. It's laughable. Mark, happy with the subs, or would you have liked to see something different? I've mentioned that, Kent. The media will make it about only scoring 3, says Forms. Well, it's the hope that kills you, but if United win another year in Europe via cup competitions, then it's legendary. We're so close to obscurity. It's scary, says Lee. Sud says, hi, Mark. Did United miss a trick by not kicking on and scoring more? Look, I think we should have scored another goal, but you can't argue with 3-0. We look instantly worse when Mount came on, says Based. To all those confused about Mark's hope for Højlund, add clinical finishing to his performance tonight and it's a 9 out of 10. Also, if he isn't fouled, he scores, says Ethan. Been watching you for 10 years now. Keep up the work, says Hilmer. Thank you very much. Sir Jim wants Nice for full takeover. I'm bored of this story, Umzi. Mate, if you're on the United stand, you normally have a level of IQ, right? How can you sell Nice to buy Man United? Just think what you're saying. Casemiro, 350k a week is worth it. Mazraoui should be our starting right wing back. The trouble is we need 2 Mazraouis, Malaki. Buzzing, but would love a 4th, says Shane. Couldn't put it any better. Player ratings not signing in, says Andre. Keep trying, it was probably busy. I would have signed off on a draw at the beginning of the match. We won 3-0. What are people on about, says Chiri. It feels like the players are starting to believe, says Tavis. We played brilliantly today. I'm proud of the lad, says Carlos. Best performance all season, and it came at the right time, says Jonathan. Proud of the way we performed. Yeah, cut the first 15 minutes out, and it would have been fine. So Dave's gifted 5 minutes, 5 memberships. Bask in glory, says Daniel. Very topical. Really could have asked for much. Really could not have asked for too much more from them, says Doug. Missed opportunity to put them to bed. Amrim obviously told them to ease off in the second half. Love Amrim, but if we lose this try, it's all on him. Danny, bloody hell. That's a bit negative. United, says United. And I don't want to play Spurs, says BZD. Lord Maguire is playing like David Beckham, says John. Well, look, we are going to play Spurs. That's just the way it's going to be. Before I do the player ratings, I do just want to spend 2 minutes at most on Casemiro. I think that the thing I would say about Casemiro is that I couldn't talk enough about how his goal against Lyon. I will forever be in awe of the Maguire goal against Lyon, because so many of our players are selfish. And at 3-3, I think if that goes to penalties, their goalkeeper would have saved more than Onana. He has space in front of him. If that's another player, they see the headlines and they shoot. And the experience comes through. He pings it to Maguire and Maguire scores. That, to me, if we win the Europa League, that needs to go in the Louvre. That was just an amazing, intelligent decision. But he's gone and done it again tonight. Like, as I said, first minute to the 90th minute, his mentality was brilliant. He knew, because he's played the game, that he was going to get pressured. We were all going to get pressured, so he's got to play one touch. And he knew in the second half that we needed the 4th goal, and that's why he was shouting at everybody. He could have had 2 goals himself. I mean, it's a shame, because I understand why Casemiro's had a bad year. I understand why he had a good year the first year. I understand why at Real Madrid he was the best holding midfielder in the game. He hasn't really got the legs anymore to do it week in, week out. That's the problem. He's into his 30s. But the brain he has and the mentality he has, is exactly what we need more of in that football club. And the reason we are where we are in this tournament over the last 2 games is massively because of Casemiro, Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. And what have they all got in common? They're all basically 30 or over. And United are obsessed with buying loads and loads of kids. But the only reason you might survive is because 3 30-year-olds and the experience they have dragged us through this tournament to give us an opportunity. And I'm not dismissing other players. Other players have contributed. But I don't think anybody could argue that Maguire, Bruno and Casemiro in the last 2 games have been the 3 best players across the 2 games. And that experience is just so important. And this is why when United fans are going on and on about we need more experience in this team, they're absolutely 100% right. Because when you look at the failings even tonight, and I don't even call it failings, but the frustrations, they're all coming from the inexperienced players who just don't have the experience to make the right decisions. And that, to me, is the biggest compliment I can play to Casemiro. He stands out so obviously because of that experience and the right decision-making. Right, let's do the player ratings. Make sure you smash a like on the video. This is another memorable night in the Champions League. And can I just say, man of the match, really, if you know, you know, should be going to the Argentinian Melbeck. Because this started in the Lyon game. A bottle of red for the Europa League. I don't do it for every watch-along. Bottle of red for the Europa League started with the second leg against Lyon. We brought it out again. It's not the same bottle. It's just another bottle. I'm going to keep it away. I'm not bringing it out for Brentford. I might not even bring it out for the second. I might not even bring it out for the second leg. I'm tempted to go third time lucky the final if we get there. But my man of the match is Casemiro in the Melbeck. Absolutely. Player ratings. Here we go. So, wrong mouse. Oh, before I get into that, please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. It says 67. It was a mistake. We hit 66. We're still 200 subscribers away from 67,000. Now, I can change it when the show ends, but it would be nice to not have to. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Right, let's go through the player ratings. I think this is going to be really interesting. I hope a lot of you have voted. If you haven't, get registered. We do them every game. So, Manchester United player ratings for this extraordinary game tonight. Why is the bottle of Melbeck not an option on player ratings, says Ash. Good point. Do you keep Casemiro this summer, says Reese. Can I answer that when we come to Casemiro? Can you remind me? Right, okay. Anana. 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. I mean, he didn't have anything to do, but I think it's such a good result for Manchester United. It's hard to mark him down. I don't think he made any extraordinary saves. I don't think he was really in the game much in relation to playing out from the back. But it feels a bit harsh just to give him an average score. So I'd give him a 6.5. And he kept a clean sheet. So if you want to give him a 7 and be generous, that's fine. Lindelof, again, 6.5. I was terrified about him. Absolutely terrified about him. We kept a clean sheet. You know, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fantastic, actually. But I'm just being told something here. I'm trying to multitask. First time a group of lads from Manchester leave Spain with a clean sheet, says Rasmus Højlund. That is actually funny. That is funny. Very good. If you know, you know. He's literally just put that on Instagram. So basically, yeah, Victor Lindelof. Why have I given him a 6.5? I have had a bit of wine. No, I'm giving him a 6.5 because I don't like agenda. I don't like agenda. Like, I'm going to give a player I like a low score in a minute. I don't like agendas. And of course I get accused of having an agenda because, you know, I do a lot of live content and, you know, whatever. But I don't have an agenda, actually. And I think people who watch the channel know I don't do agendas. I'll always be fair, even if it's a player I like. But the reason I'd give Victor Lindelof a 6.5 is because I was shitting myself about him playing. But I said pick him over Shaw because Shaw's not fit and we haven't got anybody else. So you've got to back a player that you haven't got anybody else, even though you're worried about him. Now, he is Calamity James at times, but he did stop a bloody goal. I've just remembered it. He stopped a goal. That was 0-0. That wasn't the Inaki Williams header. That was a bloody shot. It was going in. He blocked a bloody goal. So that was 0-0 at that point. So I'm sorry, poor or not, he stopped a fucking goal. 6.5 for me. No, I'm not messing around. Maguire, I think, was a 7. Yeah. It was a bit. I can't believe they were even talking about a red card. I tell you what, big up the referee and big up VAR. Probably VAR more, because that was ridiculous. That red card referral. What a joke. 7 for me for Maguire. As I said, I've already glowed him up anyway, but brilliant. I don't want to give Yoro a 7, but I give him a 6. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. If I give him Lindelof a 6.5, I've got to give Yoro a 7. You know why I'd give Yoro a 7? Mature, steady, never put a foot wrong, and probably out of position. He's not left-footed, and he's playing as a left-footed centre-back, and he's 19. So I think Yoro, 7 for me. I like that type of a centre-back performance where you don't put a foot wrong, you do your job, you're reliable. I really liked that performance from Yoro. Really did. And I'm very glad that loads of people are saying 7, 7.5. Some people, Chips even says an 8. I really liked his performance tonight because that's what a holding midfielder and a centre-back sometimes does. You know, goes unnoticed, steady, no mistakes, solid, brilliant. I really, really liked it. Rolls Royce, as somebody just said in the chat there. Mazraoui as well, 7 for me. Again, very reliable. The only thing about Mazraoui, and you're probably right with a 6.8, but I can't even do 0.5s. He had a really bad start. He did have a really bad start, but he grew into the game. Same with Agate, bad start, but again, 6.8 is probably about right. But the guy got 2 assists. Bad start, grew into the game. So, well done to him. Mojo's gifted 20 memberships, by the way. I've been waiting for a cross all season, and it came from Maguire. You know what? Can I just say, it sort of doesn't work, because I should have waited till Garnacho. But Garnacho won't cross, and he won't pass most of the time. What I loved about the first goal is Maguire. You could almost put an alternative commentary on this. Maguire's got the ball on the wing and Garnacho's free. And I think I said it. Give it to Garnacho then. And he sort of went, yeah, waste of fucking time. I'll take this player on and put the cross in. And it was funny because he's probably right. Garnacho's a better crosser of the ball than Maguire. But the pass to Garnacho is so easy. And then the cross for Garnacho is so easy. And Maguire, who's a fucking centre-back, goes, fuck that, I'm going to turn into Yamal. Takes somebody on and whips a cross in. And I just thought, I think I even said, what are you doing? And I thought, you know what? He's probably thinking the same as everybody else. Leadership. I'm not allowing myself to believe we're through yet, says Jacob. We're capable of giving up this lead and they will have their top scorer back. Squeaky bum time. I don't think he will be back, Jacob. I don't think that Sansei will be back, but it's a good point. Anyone chatting shit about United tonight needs to get banged. What a game, what a win. I mean, look, I know a lot of people, YouTubers, ex-players, Twitter accounts, whatever, were moaning and hammering him out on Sunday. And I said it at the time, it's going to bite them on the arse. Because when you make that decision, there's no going back. And it's way too early. And what are they saying tonight? Oh, I'm changing my mind now. Yeah, I mean, what are you saying tonight? This is why people shouldn't jump too early. You can be unhappy with the result, but you don't need to go that far. Ridiculous. Saw the Wasps make more of an impact than Mount in previous 3 games, says Luke. Glad you see the light. You were the main one slating Casemiro. Mate, you're very lucky I don't block you because I'm in a very good mood. But what are you actually talking about? I was the main one slating Casemiro. What are you talking about? I'm in a happy mood. Cheers. United. 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 Casemiro was shit for a year, mate. And he's turned it around. What are you talking about? I don't apologise for saying Casemiro was shit for a year. And I certainly don't regret spending about 5 minutes on this show telling you how brilliant he's been. Cheers. United. On to Casemiro. Man of the match for a start. I'm pushing towards a 9. I'm pushing towards a 9. We've won 3-0. And I think you need to watch that game back. I would say watch the first 20 minutes and watch how I don't know whether it's old age or whatever, but the way I watch football, and some people were talking about the second half, why are we not using Dorgu and Mazraoui? There's so much space. And you do watch games and you do see things, but I noticed it straight away with Casemiro. He knew we were going to get pressed, and it was first touch, first touch, first touch, first touch. And I love it. I love a player that doesn't take a touch. That they've scanned. Scholes used to do it all the time. You play the pass because you know where everybody is. And Casemiro knew Bilbao were going to come at him, and he played the pass. And that's why Agate struggled. Agate was taking a touch. So it's not even the goal really for Casemiro. It's just the way he played the game. Dorgu, 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. I gave Lindelof a 6.5. So yeah, look, he's a young kid, and he plays like a young kid. He's inexperienced. He's learning. He's a learner driver. I don't care about that. I expect that. I mean, I ain't got anything negative to say about him. He's learning the job. It's as simple as that. It's all right if you've got 1 or 2, but you can't carry 3 or 4. And United are buying more. We need more experience. Garnacho, honestly, 5. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Garnacho. I don't do agenda. I'll stick up for him. I think he's got a brilliant, brilliant talent. But I wasn't impressed tonight. I really wasn't. I thought, again, I just noticed about 8 occasions where he, especially in the first 10 minutes, but he just refuses the pass. He refuses it. And he loses it. And I've got to be... I love Garnacho. I think he's a fantastic player, but the message has got to go through. You are amazing. I think you've got probably the highest ceiling out of any of the young players we've got. But you don't pass the ball. You literally run into mistakes. And in the second half, you're saying Yamal's the best player in the world. Yamal knows when to shoot and when to pass. And he just doesn't do it. So... he does it sometimes. Look, I'm going to stick with the 5. And if people want to clip me up about being a hater, then you're a twat, because I really do rate Garnacho. I've stood by him all the time, and I still will stand by him. But I do find him quite frustrating at times, and he was frustrating tonight. Bruno, 7.5. High 5. What about that? It's hard to get Bruno right. I'm always very proud when I get Bruno right. So with you lot. But yeah, 7.5. Experience. Of course, Bruno's always going to misplace a pass or take a silly shot, but he knows what he's doing in a game like that. I mean, again, forget the goal. It's the same with Casemiro. I'm not that bothered about the goal. It's a nice to have, but the overall performance was experienced, the right pass most of the time, composure. He gets it. Composed, exactly like somebody in the chat just said there. Rasmus for me, I mean, I'd like to give him a 7.5. I'm definitely going to give him a 7. I mean, that's incredible. I find that incredible, to be honest. I'd like to give him a 7.5. I've given him a 7, but 6.5 is a joke. And it's an absolute joke. I mean, I don't know whether this kid is ever going to win it back with some people, and maybe he won't, but honestly, I just do not see that. If that's Lewandowski tonight, or, Cavani, or a striker that people like, they'll give him a 7. They'll give him a 7.5. But people have made their mind up. I get that. I can't, you can't compete against that. But he was good today. He was good today. He won the penalty. Again, that's an irrelevance to me. It was the hard work, the link-up play. always unselfish, never really got a sniff himself. I don't know what more you can do in a game like that. And we've won 3-0 as well. But, yeah, we move on. Delit, 6. Yeah, Ahmad, 6. Luke Shaw, 6. Mainu, 6. Mount, 5.5. I thought he was on longer than everybody else and really didn't do much. And then Amrim, I actually think, in relation to Amrim tonight, there will be some people who walk out of it and go, lucky. And I'm like, we've not conceded a goal and we've won 3-0 against a team that doesn't concede goals. And when I break it down, I genuinely think Amrim sent the team out to play like Bruno and Casemiro, but only they could do it. And I think if you give him the players, we'd have 6 or 7 players playing like Casemiro and Bruno because they get it. And Maguire, and Mazraoui, and Agate to a certain extent, and Rasmus to a certain extent. But he's got a lot of learner drivers in his team, hasn't he? And they don't know it. So I think when I look at Amrim, I look at Casemiro and I look at Bruno primarily, and I think they get the brief, they understand the job, and they were brilliant. The problem is he's got a lot of players who don't get the brief. So and also the players that we're critical of, it's not tactical, it's basics. So for me, I'm going to give him an 8, and we're very close again. I thought it was a masterclass tonight. I don't think that there was any element of luck about it. I think we scored 2 very good goals. Third one was a penalty, but should have been a goal. So no, I think we deserve to win it. I think it was a masterclass, and I think that his biggest problem is kids. He's got a lot of inexperienced players, and they keep buying him more, and they need to buy him some experience, and that's why bringing someone like Cunha in would be fantastic. Man of the match, no surprise, 75% of the vote. Smash a like on the video for Casemiro, and do not forget, well, Bruno got second place with 21%, so it was an absolute bloody landslide, really. But absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed tonight. I'm not allowing myself to believe we're through, said some people. Rogine says 6.5 for Rasmus is not a goal. He's a striker who does not score goals. You know, you're right, mate, but we won 3-0, and he never got a chance to score a goal, and we won 3-0. Tonight's not the night to moan about a striker not scoring goals. He won the penalty and we won 3-0. Tonight's not really the night about that. Casemiro, I don't know what you're talking about, class of 99. That doesn't really... I can't even read that. I don't even know what that means. United are now favourites to win the Europa. Do not want to hear that, Ethan. Casemiro was not... shop it for a year. It's obviously had an issue with Ten Hag, says Michael. Maybe we have a ref rating. Would have been a 9 for me. VAR, really, Alan. I was sure Athletic would win, but as soon as they disrespected the Pope, I knew that would lose, says Matthew. Andy, welcome to Members Club. You can't sack Amrim now. He did not want to be the coach at Christmas time, and the club said you have to. Give him time. Play the kids Sunday and be fresh for Old Trafford, says Yusuf. Should have had another penalty on Garnacho, says Josh. I actually don't think that was a penalty. Controversial or not, I don't think that was enough for a penalty. I think he sort of used his shoulder a little bit, but 100% it was on Rasmus. Maguire, defender, winger and striker. Wow, says Grand Pops. I'm not allowing myself... I've done that one from Jacob. Absolute legends tonight. Loved it. These European nights are special. I hope we're going to get to the final. I really, really do. They're waiting for us in the fan forum. Let's just be arrogant and go over right there and say... bring on Spurs. Remember, this is where the final is going to get played as well. This will be the final. Bilbao. Take care, everyone. Big up to the Melbeck. We couldn't give him man of the match, or she, or it, but you can smash a like on the video. Take care. I'm back with you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, but let's get over to the fan forum now.